Thanks for joining me. My name is Tina Dupuy. I'm all alone, and this is the TYT Network. We are doing a little spin-off thing, and you are in at the ground floor. You can say, you know, you saw it win. But first, we start off with the big news. Sarah Palin uploaded a video to tell us that all of us in the media are a bunch of jerks, and that 6 people are dead, and she's the real victim. So let's just go right into this first clip. Let's see what Sarah Palin has to say about how she's been persecuted.
Especially within hours of a tragedy unfolding. Journalists and pundits should not manufacture a blood libel that serves only to incite the very hatred and violence that they purport to condemn. That is reprehensible.
Let's talk about reprehensible. Okay, first off, the term blood libel. A lot of people in the media have been saying that this is from, you know, the Middle Ages. It's actually it goes back even farther than Christianity. It's a slander against the Jewish people, saying that that they eat they eat babies, they drink little kids' blood, and it's been the basis for, you know, many a Holocaust over the last 2,000 years. So saying a blood libel is not, I mean, that's just not hyperbolic, right? That's ridiculous, because nothing is like a blood libel except for a blood libel. It's just, and Jewish groups have already come out and condemned her saying this and asked for an apology. But, you know, and there's been a couple of people who've asked, maybe she knew what she was doing, that she was trying to, you know, make this controversy. And then other people have said she just didn't know what it meant. She didn't know what it meant. She didn't know. It sounded kind of cool. It sounded like, oh, blood libel, right? Blood. We're going to use that word when trying to denounce violent imagery, right? But I want to put up this tweet just because I find this hilarious, and this is typical Palin fashion. Now, back in June, Helen Thomas, who I personally, you know, she's old. She's an amazing woman who has a journalist that I've personally admired. She said something, you know, she said that the Jews should go back to where they came from and leave Israel alone, right? Fine. She said something that was out of sorts, and she was, you know, she retired shortly after that. But when that happened, Sarah Palin, from her Twitter feed, put up this, and I just want to show it. Helen, Helen, Helen. Unimaginable misunderstanding of Jewish history and unconscionable indecency. Press corps colleagues calling you on this? Really? Really? You're going to talk down to Helen Thomas about Jewish history and then accidentally use blood libel? Who is this woman? But here's, and then this is another thing that I find was weird about this whole segment. See, she has she's our country's mean girl. You know, she likes to take these jabs. I've written about it. She's a professional duelist. All she does is come out and like insult people, and they, you know, come back. And she's not actually, you know, she's just someone who if she makes the media crazy because she does something that we're not accustomed to seeing, she gets results out of this. So she's, you know, since the Bill Ayers thing back in 2008, she's been kind of profiting from this. But so let's see what Palin thinks about this rhetoric that she's been blamed on, or blamed for.
Political rhetoric is to blame for the despicable act of this deranged, apparently apolitical criminal. And they claim political debate has somehow gotten more heated just recently. But when was it less heated?
Before you got on the scene. That's when it was less heated. When you didn't have a pit bull with lipstick going around and 9 people's ankles. That's when it was less heated. Ben Quayle didn't do this. You know, there wasn't an equivalent. There was Rush Limbaugh, but no one cared about him. You know, this is actually a platform that she has, and this is her. Now, no one's blaming Sarah Palin, right? No one's blaming Sarah Palin. Fine, commenters on the internet might have said something. However, she took down that now infamous map with the crosshairs in it. She took that down minutes after the shooting. She took it down. So it wasn't the media who went, oh, Sarah Palin did this. It was her taking it down immediately afterwards because it looked bad. So it's like now we know that the shooter was not a Sarah Palin fan, but we didn't know at the time, and neither did she. So she kept on with this rhetoric and saying that the shooter was apolitical is not correct. Saying the shooter is apolitical when you go to a political event and try to assassinate a politician is a political act, period. Just because he wasn't a card-carrying member of the Tea Party doesn't make it not a political act. But one more thing. This is the kicker. Let's play clip number 3.
As I said while campaigning for others last March in Arizona during a very heated primary race, I said we know violence isn't the answer. When we take up our arms, we're talking about our vote.
Okay. When we take up our arms, we're talking about our vote. So the Second Amendment, that means we're taking up our vote, that we have the right to bear votes. Taking up our arms, come on. Look, fine, she wants to shoot a moose, she wants to shoot a caribou, she wants to shoot things from helicopters. She wants to use violent imagery, and then when the manifestation of violent imagery comes out, suddenly it has nothing to do with her.